Good evening and tonight, viewers. This is Three Roads Gaming. Now let's ride. Last time on Let's Play Earthbound, we beat up probably one of the most iconic enemies from this entire game, Master Belch. And now, we're gonna fight some roaches. Yes, you generally want the best gear on Paula. With the exception of gender-specific equipment such as weapons. Pretty much anyone can equip pretty much any armor. She's auto-fight. Take that, buddy. Ooh. Thunder Beta. Never use it. Never in a million years. It's completely worthless. Unless you have 6 enemies on screen, in which case, go for it, I guess. The thing about... Alright, cool. I got a black Android in there. The thing about fighting attack can be pretty nasty. The thing about thunder is that it's non-elemental. So there we go. So it's never going to deal more or less damage. But as for its fringe benefit there... Oh, that's so cute. They got their buddy with them. I use a bomb. His fire beta doesn't solve the problem. Which it did. But yes, even if you try to use it for its other purpose, the elimination of a PSI shield. Alright, fine. Even if you try to use it for that other purpose, it's not really worth it for that. You'll get a better item for that once enemies start kicking around shields like that. There we are. And the guy that sells stuff is no longer there. He had 3 items: croissants, calorie sticks, and coffee. None of which I think are worth bringing money here to get. I believe calorie sticks are a shout out to Calorie Mate, a popular product in Japan that is probably best known for its appearance in Snake Eater. I actually bought one once at H Mart or some other Asian grocery. And they're alright. I guess if I were in the middle of a jungle and eating like snakes and rats and spiders, probably love to have one of them. Anyway, these people are happy. We saved Threed. Now, the official strategy guide does have a misprint. It claims that the boss of the sanctuary spot is the reason threed was under a thrall, but it was Master Belch. Didn't have nothing to do with it. The sanctuary spot boss, that is. Oh yeah, I know what I wanted to do. Actually, there's gonna be a more convenient place to do this. Buffalo, huh? Buffalo, 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 buffalo. That's a grammatically correct sentence, by the way. You can Google it. Alright, let's see here. Forget how much it is. I get 20 bucks. There we are, that should be enough. I didn't do this last time because, well, I wasn't spending money. Obviously, bus service would have been suspended in Threed due to zombies. Okay, so it's $2 a person. Faster than walking. Also, there is an NPC you can see on the bus, but you can't interact with them in person. Though some enterprising hacksters have hacked them in. Well, yeah, we're going to Forsyth in style. Except not really. He says it's a free country, but we don't really have a choice. This guy in Japanese says, "Welcome to the ass end of the world's longest traffic jam," which I prefer. If this guy weren't there, we could just kind of walk through, but whatever. Let's go get some drugs. Actually, I want to withdraw. I'll do 2,000 bucks just to be safe. Mr. Baseball Bat. Actually, before I do any shopping, I'm gonna call up S-Cargo Express. They'll come over even to the desert, because they're real ones like that. Come on. Will they not come? Fascinating. I wonder if this is related to something. Sure. Yep. Drugs. I don't get why they're advertising when they're the only game in town. And they're right over there.
Whole town, you gotta know.
Exactly. Okay, so... Ah, that's fine. You may be wondering, why is there this weak-ass monster here? Well, when we were on the bus, there was a flag that was turned off. Basically, the friendly, hey... Okay, yeah, that guy must have been susceptible to that flag. There was a flag turned off, basically. Kind of the monster flag, so that monsters don't show up while you're on the bus. Well, normally you get on the bus at a bus stop, you get off the bus at a bus stop, the game knows, hey, when you're at the bus stop, toggle the flag on or off. Well, but since my bus ride got interrupted, it didn't know what to do. So it was still in that state where monster encounters were off. So what they did was they put these moles in a very difficult to dodge area where there might have been a situation like that to basically force the encounter flag to be on. And that's why. There's a really interesting YouTube video about it. I'll link to it in the description. Yes, I can cover the bill. Okay, we're never going to use the fly honey again. And I'm never going to use the HP sucker. Take the receiver phone? Okay. Take the skip sandwich. Sure. Okay, cool. I want to hold on to the backstage pass to show something off. Okay, there. Now Ness has the space necessary. Get her the deluxe fry pan. Sell a couple of items. Copper bracelet. Sell the red ribbon. Okay, to get to 3,000 I need 9, then 30. So that makes 1,500, so 1,539. There we go. Excellent. Yeah, it's a really good defensive upgrade. There we are. She's got some consumables to sell. Sure. I just like the concept of a little inn. Like, where are we sleeping? Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and save. And I got like 70 bucks in the bank, but who cares? Okay, I've got some food items. Anyway, let's go through the Dusty Dunes Desert. Does this guy have a gun for sale? I think he might. He does. How big of an upgrade is it? Let's see here. I'm gonna go back and get the money. 425. So I'm gonna need 7. That makes 95. I'm gonna need 30. That makes 125. 337. There we are. Not real. Ah, fine. Not really worth the upgrade, I feel. Also, note that he did not offer to buy our weapon. That is because repaired guns cannot be sold. Also, note they're sweating. They'll get sunstroke every so often. Sunstroke ain't fun. Anyway, I want to start at the absolute top left here. Okay. There we are. Double burger. Stores about 90 HP. Not a bad healing item. Peanut cheese bars heal more, by the way. What do we got here? Cup of life noodles. That is basically like a... It's like a remedy from Final Fantasy. Alright, we'll use Trivia Beta. I really want the bad buffalo dead yesterday. The desert wolf can poison you. You just defend. Alright. Here we are. Oh, another skip sandwich deluxe. Yeah? Here we are. What if they're... Oh man, they're not on the same row. I wonder if fire will deal more damage to him. Looks like it's about the same. There we are. I'm just gonna auto-fight the rest. Take that, Wolfie. Alright, I'm just gonna use Life Up Alpha. Scorpions! They can poison you and use thunder. So I'm gonna freeze beta one of them and have Ness and Jeff attack the other. Don't like that. Okay, well at least Scorpion B is down. And turnabout is fair play. He got smashed. Take that, buddy. Got a multiple of 4 levels, so Ness is absolutely rocking it. The original Japanese, I think he said something like horse bones, I don't know. The Japanese pun for like a total nobody. Desert. That sure is where we are. If you ever wonder where you are, you can just look at that sign and be like, desert. Alright, sure. And I can rest in this cabin, but what the hell? Alright, we gotta talk to this guy. We gotta give him some food of some kind. Alright, take the backstage pass. Delicious. It's rich in fiber. Yes, I have food I can spare. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah.
Here, have some milk.
Yes, that'll. Have a milk-based protein drink. Out in the heat of the desert.
Milk was a bad choice.
Yes.
I love that there's a visible spring sticking out of the bed.
I'm hoping we slept on the couch. Alright then. That's the desert. There's one monster out there you don't want to meet. It's called the Smiling Sphere. It'll wreck every ounce of your shit. And now that we passed that, the traffic jam is cleared. It's a dumb little slot machine. You don't really get anything good out of it. Let's see. I sworn there was like a present up here. Yes, right here. $1,000. Hey, I'll take it. Yeah. Not a bad little area. It's just meh. Well, yeah, as you can see, the traffic jam is now cleared. I'm gonna deposit all of my money with $6. There we are.
That ATM should absolutely.
Maybe they have like
It's
real.
unrealistic.
Maybe they have a router. I mean, it might have fiber optics or something. The 90s. They had fiber optics in the 90s.
They did not. Yeah.
There. Anyway, yeah, he'll take us to Fourside. One of the most iconic locations in the game. Got a nice, fancy bridge. Thanks, buddy. This here's Fourside. Gonna go to the hotel and save up. I saved up recently enough. Should have left out $30, but oh well. We need 30 of the dollars. Anyway, we got a bunch of skyscrapers, and there's apparently an influential real estate developer here, and there's a theater that is clearly based off of the Apollo Theater. And one of the enemies is taxis, which will run you down without any sort of second thought. So skyscrapers, at least to be called the Topolo, but or in the original Japanese it was called the Topolo, but too close to the Apollo Theater. So we got an iconic theater, the Apollo Theater, a bunch of skyscrapers, a famous real estate developer, I think this city is based off of Gary, Indiana. That's my best guess. No, I'm just kidding. It's based off of New York City. New York City? Yes. Gotta spend that money. Well, it's showing the backstage pass. No kidding. Does he say that every time? Alright, cool. We have to do this to progress the plot. It's not really clear to me exactly what you have to do to make the plot trigger happen. Well, he knows it. I feel like a decent lawyer could probably get them out of that contract. Just a theory. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and talk about contract law. This is a JRPG here. Now this I could see working. Forsyth is very clearly based off of New York City, a major tourist destination. Having the same act night after night would make sense because there is a reasonably reliable chance that the crowd is going to turn over. Anyway, yeah. Either that's the same keyboardist as before, or it's his identical twin. Might have been a local musician they hired. Might have been a touring musician. Bands do that all the time. Saxophonist really wants to be part of this. Buddy, your job is to play solos on Baker Street and You Can Call Me Al. And that's it.
I feel like they should have given some
It's true. They should have. Alisu is approaching the stage very slowly. A very reluctant sax solo. Anyway, I'm just going to talk to the theater owner just to cover all my bases. Her name's Miss Fake. Just so you know. Sounds fake to me. Because that's her name. Alright. I'm curious. Okay, so he says no kidding no matter what. I wonder if that has to have happened before. Someone tries to present a ticket for a different event. I feel like I'd be like, sure, whatever, go for it. Okay. Since I have the option of spending money, I'm gonna pull out $75 and check on something. Okay, the fact that he's saying that means that I hit the plot trigger properly. Next time. Oh, next time, viewers. We will begin the most not frustrating, the most difficult stretch of the game. It starts here and doesn't let up for quite a while. This has been Three Roads Gaming. I sure am glad the road brought you here. I hope it brings you back my way again soon. Have a good one, everybody.